that are left behind. This is the interpretation.
This is the interpretation of those who made it through all the turmoil. Read.
Verse 23. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself.
Now, listen to this. He that shall, what?
He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself.
Hath kept himself.
They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty.
So these are they, the people that be left in the earth, the chosen. These are they that had faith and works with the Most High. It was good that they were left behind, because now, after going through all the tribulation, they get an opportunity to see the fruits of their work. They get an opportunity to see Christ and have Christ tell them, job well done. You made it through tribulation. And that's why Matthew 24 and 13, hold that, says this. See, they didn't taught Christians that the best thing can happen to you is for you to die and float off somewhere and not see the coming of the Lord and not be a part of going through the tribulation. What good is the works of Christ if you can't live through it and then receive your reward? Read Matthew 24 and 13.
I'll say Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
But ye that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. That means you must stay in this and endure alive through this. Now, of course, there will be some martyred. Of course, some will be taken. But it's better if you make it through. Okay? To see the coming of our Lord. To see all the prophecies fulfilled. Okay? Finish reading.
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 24.
And for those who might run into this later, who haven't seen our prior lessons, it's a deception them teaching, the Christian church are teaching people, claiming that the church will be raptured into heaven and then an antichrist will be revealed. That's chronologically off point. Go back into the scriptures, chapter and verse.
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 24.
Read it.
Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead.
Read it again.
Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead.
They which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. So do you want to be the one floating up into a cloud somewhere? Or do you want to be the one who endured through it all and see the coming of our Lord? Read.
Verse 25.
Go ahead.
This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, the same is he whom the Most High, the highest, hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind.
So Christ is going to order those that make it through the tribulation, that make it through the hell of this earth. That means these will become a part of Christ's army. Now, the reason that the Western world religion will not teach you this, or Christian churches won't teach you this, because the majority of people that it's talking about that Christ will direct is his chosen people who are actually enslaved by the Western world, who are going through perils, who are under disease, that are targeted for eugenics and to be killed. So they'll never tell you that these people of color are the children of Israel. They're God's people. They'll never tell them this. Read.
Verse 27.
Go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind, and fire and storm.
Go ahead.
And that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him.
Go ahead.
This is the interpretation.
This is the interpretation.
Verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Now, this is a deliverance similar, but more significant than the deliverance of our people out of ancient Egypt. There will come a time where the Most High will begin to deliver his people. That means he will begin to wake them up. Have them understand who they are. What is their purpose? Read.
Verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another.
One shall undertake to fight against another.
One city against another. One place against another. One people against another. And one realm against another.
See, this is the exact prophecy of Christ. Nation against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. Written years before Christ came to the earth. As a matter of fact, you round it off, this is about 400 some odd years before Christ came to the earth. So it was said before Christ came. This is a prophecy when the disciples asked, well, Christ, in Matthew 24, what shall be the signs of thy coming in the end of the world? And Christ says, be not deceived. You understand, nation shall fight against nation, kingdom against kingdom. But there's one point that Christ didn't say that's part of prophecy when you link. And that's realm against realm, which means there's a spiritual battle going on outside of what you're seeing physically. Christ's angels under the Most High are working and battling against the spirits under Satan. That's realm against realm. And that's the level you'll never learn in modern day theology. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you real quick before I finish this how you're tricked into operating with the wrong realm. If you can be deceived into believing in Christianity that the pagan worships and the pagan gods that the Catholic Church brought you, if you can believe that those gods are the true gods and you begin to call on and operate with the wrong gods, you're actually praying with the evil realm against Christ. You're actually operating on the wrong side of this fight, unknowingly. And that's the point of us saying, keep the commandments, follow Christ, find out who you are. You understand? Put down your pagan worships. Put down the pagan holidays. Because there's a realm operating outside of the physical. And your prayer is operating on either side of it. So it behooves you to find out who you're praying to. See? Now let's go back. Realm against realm. Second Esdras.
Second Esdras chapter 13, verse 34.
Go ahead.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting.
So now there will be an innumerable multitude that will work together to try to overcome Christ by fighting. So obviously, according to prophecy, there will be a world war army united against Christ. And I know you think the United Nations and the armies of the United Nations is about philanthropy, bringing peace to the earth so there's no more war. But that's ridiculous, because every place they go into and set up an army, they ramp up weapons. If you're looking to have peace, then as you take down these countries, there should be nuclear proliferation. There should be no weapons, but they're ramping up more and more weapons. They're even making anti-matter weapons. Now, what do they need anti-matter weapons to fight against matter? You're going to find DARPA and all these different military apparatuses under the Pentagon. It's satanic sorcery that will be used to fight against Christ, knowing that Christ is coming into the earth from what? A particular region or a place. Listen clearly.
Verse 35.
Go ahead.
But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion.
He shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion. Read.
Verse 36. And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
That's talking about God's people being built, but also this is a geographical location. Mount Zion is where? Mount Hermon. Now I know to a lot of you, you'll never understand what is the significance, the biblical significance of Mount Hermon. Well, Mount Hermon so happened to be the mount of the Most High. I know you heard of Mount Sinai. Yes, he did operate at Mount Sinai. That's another one of his mounts. But Mount Hermon is the place which is the center of the earth. That's where the Most High communicate directly to his prophets. The area that's a doorway into the heavens. It's Mount Hermon. You understand? Now, just on a physical level, I'm going to give you the significance of Mount Hermon and how we know the Masons understand the plan or region from where Christ will return. Now, I don't know if you can see this clearly, but I just printed this out. And I'm going to put it up and see if you can see it as clear as possible. When you look at 33 degrees longitude and 33 degrees latitude in the Middle East, it leads you to Mount Hermon, the center of the earth, the mount of the Most High. What's the significance of this? Christ's life is also a geographical location from whence he will return. So now the UN armies have a plan to cause war in the Valley of Jehoshaphat so that all the nations around that area will be armed, prepared for the coming of Christ. That's what these world wars are really about. Now, I'm going to get there in a second and show you and prove it beyond any shadow of a doubt. But keep in mind that Mount Zion is Mount Hermon. Now, what else is significant about Mount Hermon? You have the book of Enoch there? Oh, yeah. Go to the book of Enoch, the 6th chapter. Something happened before the flood. And keep in mind, before the flood, there was one landmass. The earth was not broken up through seas and rivers until after the flood. Let me show you something. Get the book of Enoch, the 6th chapter, when the angels came down on Mount Hermon.
This is the book of Enoch, chapter 6, verse 1.
Read.
And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied in those days.
Before you go there, because I know you have some Christians out there asking, Enoch, what is that? Let's go to the book of Jude in the New Testament to see if we should be reading out of the book of Enoch. And then after that, after we show the significance of Mount Hermon, we're coming back to 2nd Esdras.
This is the book of Jude, verse 14.
Go ahead.
And Enoch also the 7th from Adam.
And Enoch the 7th of Adam
prophesied of these.
Go ahead.
Saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints.
The Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. We read it earlier.
To execute judgment upon all.
Who prophesied these things?
Enoch. Also the 7th from Adam prophesied of these.
Enoch, the 7th of Adam, also prophesied of these. So a full jubilee from Adam comes to Enoch. What happened during the time of Enoch? Angels came down. And where did they come down to? We're going to read it out of the book of Enoch. So for those who claim that Enoch is not a true book, you need to ask us, where did Jude get, you need to find out, where did Jude get that prophecy from the book of Enoch from? What was he reading when he said Enoch prophesied of these things? He was reading what we are about to read now. Let's go to the book of Enoch, the 6th chapter and the first verse.
And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters.
Go ahead.
And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men.
Let us choose us wives from among the children of men. And now keep in mind This parallels the story